go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the SSL Gold Cup qualifying series. You are here on the last race day. It's the golden day.
A very exciting day. We have 7 of the 8 teams that could possibly win their ticket to the final series.
Yeah, and if you're just joining in, watching this final for the first time, then let's talk a little bit about what is the SSL Gold Cup. Let's just see a match board of all the qualifying series here. You can see here when we're going in, today it is round 3, but it's actually Group 4 and Group 5. Group 4 is a European group, Group 5 is a South American group. So you're going to see Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Turkey and Portugal fight for going into the final. Only first and second goes in, and then Uruguay and Chile, Peru and Venezuela also fighting for going into the next round. But Jan, these are the groups, so what is going to happen when they go to the finals in Bahrain?
Right, so you're saying they're qualifying. The best 2 teams of each group will be passing through to go over to the final series in Bahrain from the 29th of October until the end of November. And here on the left-hand side of your screen, you're seeing the 32nd of finals, and this is what the teams are aiming for today. They are to get their ticket in order to be able to qualify for this 32nd of the finals.
Yeah, and as you see here, when they're coming into the 1 out of 16 finals, other teams are already pre-qualified. So how does this work, Jan?
Yeah, that's right. The other teams are already qualified because they, throughout the SSL ranking, the team ranking, have managed to get themselves qualified.
Yeah, it's fantastic to do this, and they're qualified because of a ranking made in the SSL global ranking and also SSL team ranking. Amazing what's happening in there. But before going into more action, let's see some highlights from yesterday.
Minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fleet 1 had a clear start in race 4, with the Bulgarians taking the lead at the weather mark. Portugal and Czech Republic followed close behind. At the gate, Bulgaria went around clean, but Portugal dropped the kite in the water, acting as a floating anchor. Portugal managed to take the lead during the second upwind leg to go around the windward mark first and winning their first race of the series.
Congratulations, guys. Taking the win on race number 4.
Turkey took second place, followed by Bulgaria and Czech Republic. Race 4 of the second fleet saw a good start for Peru, followed by Chile. Uruguay bearing away just behind Chile, making them fight for their position. Peru expanding their lead during the first downwind leg. Peru had some troubles at the downwind mark, but managed to keep their lead until the end. The battle was on during the second downwind between Chile and Uruguay, but in the end, the outcome stayed the same. Race 5 of Fleet 2 saw a dramatic start. Where Chile and Venezuela collided. Venezuela ended up getting the penalty and had to circle around for repair. And from that point on, it was game over. Peru led again at the weather mark, followed closely by Chile. And the battle between these 2 teams would last until Chile was pushed to the limits and had a spinnaker sheet issue that handed the win to Peru, giving them their second bullet of the day. After a hearing on shore, Chile received 2 penalty points for the collision at the start with Venezuela. That penalty dropped them down to 3rd overall. Peru is in the lead with the same amount of points as Uruguay and Chile, and Venezuela is 4th.
I think that everything worked and we all worked very good as a team because each one knows their positions very well. So they trusted each other and trusted themselves also.
Last race of the day was race 5 of Fleet 1, and 3 of the teams were equal in points at this time, making it anyone's game to win. Bulgaria won the start and made it first to the windward mark, giving them 140 meters lead, which they would keep till the end. Turkey and Portugal fought head-to-head just to keep themselves in the race for the overall standing and positioning for the Golden Day. Bulgaria stayed out in front. Portugal finished second, followed by Turkey and Czech Republic last for the second time of the day. Even with this disappointing day, the Czech Republic are still leading the overall, tied for points with Bulgaria. Portugal, Turkey are still in the race with only 1 point difference.
Yeah, well, it's super tight. Like, it's 2 points for a difference for the whole group. So literally anything can happen with one race. That's double point. So we will just have to do our best. We still have a great team, and we will recover from today.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow at 10 for the last race of these qualifying series, where anyone can win their ticket for the final series in Bahrain.
Wow, yeah. Yesterday was such a big fight. And today, it's do or die. It's all about winning and getting second here, or else you're out of the gold qualifying.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Yesterday, as you said there, we had really moments with Spinnaker being dropped in the these hoisting their generator up. Exciting day, made for some great comebacks, great sailing. We expect to see that again with these light weather, light sailing conditions.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And when talking about today, let's see the race schedule of today. We're going to start with the South American group. It's going to start here at 10:35 local time. And then after, there will be a small swap on the water, and then we go into the European group. In this South American group, we're going to see a fight for who will qualify first and second overall in the group. The same in Group 4. So everything's open. Everybody can win it. But let's go into the South American group and compare the teams. Let's see, who are we going to meet? And Jan, you know a lot about these guys.
Yeah, so the first one up on the top left-hand side corner here is Team Chile. Finis Terra Sailors. They're SSL ranked number 25, one of the strongest teams that are here this week. But then you see their total weight of 692 kilos, so they are one of the lightest teams out there, with team captain Pablo Lorca. Right next to him, we have Team Peru, the Barracas Warriors. They're SSL ranked number 43, weighing in at 721 kilos, with a maximum weight of all these teams being at 730. So they are close to the maximum, which is a good thing. And that team captain right there is Stefano Bisquera. On the bottom left-hand side of your screen is Uruguay team La Celeste, and they are SSL ranked number 36, weighing in at 725 kilos, so close to the max, and with the team captain Ricardo Fabini. Next, bottom right, we have Venezuela Los Caciques, SSL ranked number 64. They are a very light team as well, weighing in only at 670 kilos, and team captain Andres Lage.
And one thing, Jan, what does it mean this with the weight? Because we know they are only allowed to weight 730 kilos. Today they're sailing with light conditions, so it's good to be heavy or to be light.
Yeah, it's actually a good thing to be a little bit heavier, because by being heavier, you're actually getting a little bit more weight on that boat, and it's going further into the water, and that's allowing you to actually go closer to the wind.
Yeah. And with that said, let's go in and see the overall score for this group, because it can't be more exciting. Yesterday we have collisions, we had fighting, we have a dance of the gyves, everything was there. And with the score we have today, Peru is in first position with 14 points.
Yeah, look at
Uruguay in
that.
14 points in second. Chile 14 points. So the best rank is in third place. Venezuela is only 6 points. So Venezuela doesn't have anything for fight for. Yeah, the honor they can fight for. If they go in and win this, then they can tell they're winning. But when we're going into it, you can see it's a tie. So right now, the way the tie system is working is who has the most victories, who has the most decisions. But after today, there will be no tie. There will be double points, 8 points for the winner, 6 points for second, 4 points for third, and 2 points for last. So that's going to be a very, very nice battle. But do you think, Jan, that they will make Venezuela sail away and just have a relaxed time?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Venezuela does. They don't really have any, they have nothing to lose here. So we might be actually seeing Venezuela be out in front and not participating in this epic battle that we're about to see. Because with 3 teams tied in points, any one of these 3 teams could qualify themselves. Remember, there are only 2 spots left in this group in order to qualify to the final series.
And with that said, let's go into an interview with Team Peru.
Well, the plan is to sail fast. I think that the wind is going to be very shifty, so we need to follow the wind. And I think the most important part of the regatta is the start. So with a good start and following the wind, I think we can win the race. Yes, the starts yesterday were very good, so that let us to manage the race like very easy, not very easy, but with the control of the fleet is much easier to win the race.
And Jan, just hearing him saying, hey, we will race, try to find the wind. Yesterday, there was a lot of wind in the left-hand side and a little bit less in the right-hand side. And then suddenly in last race, the minefield came in. The wind disappeared. They couldn't foresee. So is it just finding the wind and then you're winning this race today?
Yeah, it will be a little bit about finding the wind. Definitely is in these lighter conditions. But remember, like you said, it was generally on the left-hand side. However, we did see Turkey making some daring moves and going off to the right-hand side, which paid off for them, making them be able to come back into the game.
Yeah, and come back into the game. One of the teams that came back yesterday and also make a comeback thing here is Team Uruguay. So please welcome them.
Oh, it's going to be a tough day, for sure. It's a day where doesn't matter the double points, it's who is beating the other team. So the plan is just to be a little more aggressive, maybe, than yesterday. Taking the precaution that we need to hold at least one of them on the back, sailing fast. That's the main thing. I think we've been sailing with not many mistakes, maybe some difficult situations on the start, and we need to put a little more of pressure on the start, I think.
Hearing the team talking about, hey, we did not many mistakes yesterday, but what does it mean of doing mistakes? Because they did no technical mistakes on the boat, but in the tactical, by tacking upwind, they've really had a hard time upwind. Is that where the mistakes are going to happen? Maybe.
Yeah, we. There are definitely a couple things. Our first, to do tactical mistakes, you could be off to the wrong side. I was speaking to some of the teams yesterday, saying, "Well, it was stupid errors because this is really beginner stuff. You just don't leave your opponents and go to the other side and have 3 boats sailing on one side and one on the other." So some of the guys were telling me that it's just basic, real, basic schooling errors that they were doing. Other stuff is a little bit more complicated, like we saw some of the teams having a difficulty with Chile yesterday that just unfortunately got into this jibing battle and had an issue with one of their spinnaker sheets. So it could be two things.
And when you're saying issues with spinnaker sheets, let's meet Team Chile.
Well, the spirit is great, because this big challenge make the team get more confident and get everybody close, Everybody says we are a team, we have to do this together, and we can do it. I think that we have the strongest team here, but we have to show them, we have to make that a reality, and I think that we can make it. I believe in our team. I believe in my crew members, and I think that if they sail today, they will qualify.
It must have been hard to beat Team Chile. They were actually in the lead, but because of the collision yesterday, they got decreased with 2 points by the juries. So now they're all tied. They could actually have a small advantage today and then battling it out with the others. But because of those 2 points, it's all tie. But talking about all the teams, Jan, you know a lot about them. Let's have a team lineup. Let's start with Uruguay coming in first.
So yeah, we have Uruguay here. Right here we see Pablo De Facio, which is the tactician on the boat. He's been 2 times to the Olympics, and next to him we have Ricardo Fabini at the helm as well. He has been twice in the Olympics, and another Olympic sailor on this boat is on the very right-hand side, as in the bow. Dominique Knuppel was in Tokyo Olympics with the NACRA 17.
It's going to be interesting to see this team fight, and then we have those who are fighting for the honor today, Team Venezuela.
That's right, Team Venezuela. Here's the lineup right here, starting from the left. Yamil Sabah was also in the Olympics. We have a lot of Olympic sailors here. Andres Alarque is a Finnist, was in the 2021 Olympics. Right next to him, Johnny Bilbao was in the 2008 Olympics. Underneath him, Jose Gutierrez at the 2016 Rio Games on his lasers. Right next to him was Jose Ruiz as well, 2 times in the Olympics.
Yeah, and then the team that surprises everybody yesterday, Team Peru. They really nailed it yesterday.
Yeah, Team Peru is just going out there and just showing everybody how it's done. They're really very good tactically speaking, as well as on the boat. On the left-hand side, we have the tactician Olese. Right next to him, Stefano Pesquera went to the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. And in the middle of the boat, we have as a trimmer Augusto Nicolini. He as well was in the Olympics on his laser.
Yeah, and then the unlucky ones, they get decreasing 2 points and getting tied with all the teams. Team Chile, they also have a fantastic lineup with them.
Team Chile with on the left-hand side, Felipe Echenique, which participated in the Olympics a couple years ago. We also have Andres Ducas, which is one of the grinder and participated in the 2016 Olympics on his 470.
Yeah, fantastic lineup we have here. Looking forward to see them on the water. So let's go into to see where they're going to the finals. Yeah, we're just back in studio here. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen, and they're going to fight for one thing. They're going to fight for this spot in Bahrain, where they're going to fight for it. And we have a lot of people coming and visiting us today, watching this. And I have to say, it's amazing what we've been seeing out there. Fantastic that we are coming there. So let's see a little bit about what it's all about.
Minus 10. 9, 8, we have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
fantastic watching those pictures. The goosebumps is really coming that we are going to Bahrain and fighting for this.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. And you saw that right there, some of those teams, and really some of the hot shots, some of the very, very best of the world of sailing will be there. And as a matter of fact, are actually coming over to Switzerland today and tomorrow.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
really
big,
are. But with that, it is the World Cup. It is the SSL Gold Cup qualifying series. So let's meet all the teams with their national anthem. They're fighting for their nation. So let's go in. Let's have the anthem of Team Uruguay. Jan, I can't stop smiling when I'm seeing this. How does the team you have been talking a lot with, how does they feel fighting for their nation?
Yeah, they feel great, and this is a very, very friendly team. These guys, not only are they super proud to be here, to be fighting for their nation, but they're just a really friendly team. As a matter of fact, they brought us a little bit of meat from their country the other night and shared it with everybody. So real good camaraderie, real good spirits, great team.
Fantastic. And with that said, let's have the national anthem of Team Chile. Wow, a team that really have a lot to fight for, and they're highest ranked. But Jan, this team is quite special, aren't they?
Yeah, this team is pretty special. It is really like a big family. Actually, there are two sets of brothers, so there are two families, two brothers sailing on this boat. Really, you could see the enthusiasm, the how proud they are, and really there's that whole family sort of family feeling that is on board this team. Really interesting to talk to them yesterday. They're a very proud team.
Very proud team. And then let's go to the national anthem of Peru. Wow, Jan, the big surprise of yesterday's racing. And today the conditions is almost the same. So will they go all the way to Bahrain, to the finals?
Yeah, if they keep sailing like they sailed yesterday, they will definitely be in the finals. Just an unbelievable day yesterday, pushing other teams to make mistakes, finishing twice in first place. Just wonderful sailing. Nothing to say other than, positive things to say about this team. So if they keep on sailing like this, they will definitely qualify themselves.
They definitely will qualify themselves. And one team we're going to look into now is Team Venezuela. Wow, Team Venezuela. And today they can race a little bit more free on the water and fight for the glory and the honor.
Yeah, unfortunately, mathematically speaking, they're out. But, however, we should be able to see them do a great race. I wouldn't be surprised to see them actually win this race, and it would be great for them, knowing that the other three teams are really going to battle between themselves. We might see Venezuela get a break.
Yeah, and with that said, let's go to the water and also see the overall score here. You can see the boats there, but it's going to be a fantastic fight we're going to have here. This is the SSL Gold Qualifying Series. Top two will go into the finals in Bahrain here in October and November. And right now, Peru, Uruguay, and Chile can fight for it. They are all tie, so the winner and the second place of those three will win it. So Venezuela can actually go up and take the victory, and then rest is on for it, Jan.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. You know, after 5 races and we have 3 teams that are equal for points, it just goes to show that, you know, anyone can take it home today, and it's really going to be a battle. These guys have 1 race left, and this is the race that counts. So expect to see some fierce sailing.
Fierce sailing coming in, and if you're new to sailing, then let's see how they're going to race today. They have a classic course, it's called an LA2. They're going into start, and then they're zigzagging upwind to the top mark, and then they're rounding the top mark to what we call an offset mark. Then they're going downwind, racing fast to a gate mark. Here they can choose to go to which other side they want to, or where the wind is. Racing to the top mark again, offset mark, and then racing towards the finish line. And if you're all new to this one here, Jan, it's quite amazing to see it. We're going to have some battles on the water. Especially the upwind battle in this group was fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, there were some really great tacking duos. We saw as well some jibing duos. And don't forget hoisting those kites and dropping those spinnakers. Kite spinnakers, same thing. As taking them up and down is not going to be easy. They all have dry spinnakers for the time being. As soon as they touch the water, they're going to get a little bit wet, and it's going to be real difficult.
And with all of that, let's see the weather forecast before we're going to our onboard commentator. There we have, it's only 4 knots of wind today. And you can see it's an LA2 light sails. What does this mean, Jan?
So they'll be sailing with the biggest sails that they can put on the boat. That front sail is going to be a Jenniker. And so that really is going to be the very biggest sail they can put on there. We see race committee is having a good look at what's going on. You can also see the flags that the race committee has put up. There is an orange flag which defines the starting line between the committee boat and the end boat, as well as that middle flag, which is the P flag, giving us the last minute rule.
Wow, fantastic. And we have together with us, we have Marco, our on-water reporter. So Marco, what is the wind saying out there? It's only 4 knots of wind and you're getting sunburned today.
No sunburning today, guys. I brought sunscreen, so we're good on that front. At the moment, what we're seeing on the race course, it's still very, very patchy. Yesterday was tough. Today is going to be much more tricky. Wind is still filling in, as you guys said perfectly, 4 knots. Very, very, very light. So it's going to be essentially snakes and ladders. Extremely difficult edition, I guess. All the teams now have manually. So they didn't use the grinder. They manually dropped their kites, making sure they're packed away correctly within the boat. So as soon as they hoist them, as you spoke earlier the first time, it's ready to go and there's no issues with it. And now we're within 4 minutes from the start, I think 3 at this point. Everybody got their time on distance set. Bauman's pinged the line, and now we're going to see some nice battles, upwind, downwind, on this Golden Date to determine who qualifies for the final series this November, Bahrain.
Thank you, Marco. So, Jan, what I'm hearing Marco saying is, if you imagine that we take the race course and then we put in mines on it, like that's where the wind is disappearing. So it's going to be a minefield today looking for that wind. How does that feel as a sailor?
Yeah, that's right. That's what he's saying. When he says it's going to be patchy, it means as well there's going to be patches of wind, and there's also going to be, as you say, a minefield patches where there is no wind. So really, these guys have to keep their head out of the boat and be looking at where they want to go. We're right now 1 minute and 25 seconds before the start, and this is a crucial period.
Yeah, especially in these light wind conditions, we're going to see them fight for positions. And there's a lot of rules there, but we will take that afterwards. Now it's all about finding the position, coming with correct speed to the starting line, not making a false start and a recall or get a penalty as we've been seeing the other days.
Yeah, remember, this is a do-or-die situation. It's not because you get a good start that you will win, but one thing is for sure, you get a bad start, you will not be able to win. And these guys, remember, 3 teams tied for points. Here we go, 50 seconds left. This is the moment they have been waiting for all week.
Yeah, and you can see this in the bow. He's pointing with fingers, telling how many boat lengths it is towards the finish line. And here the battle is coming. Who's on the outside? 3 boats are captured off the outside boat because they are overlapped. There's a leeward rule here.
That's right, 30 seconds left to go. And look at that way. It looks like we have Team Uruguay right there, which is in a very powerful position. 4 boat lengths to go until they get to the mark. They are in a very, very powerful position right now, being able to squeeze everybody out. And here we see Venezuela, which is sort of left on their own, as we saw, as we sort of predicted earlier. We have the 3 teams battling. 8 seconds left to go. They're 1 boat length away, and it's looking like Uruguay might get the best start right here. It's a slow start for everybody, and let's just see if they can make it.
It's a very slow start, and it looks like Team Peru is getting very slow over
Looks
that
like
starting
Team
line.
Peru is not able to make it
they
across
do
the line.
attack
Just
straight away.
barely.
Yeah.
Look at that. On the pin end, if they touch that pin end boat, then they're going to have to do a penalty. It looks like we already have one team which is going off to the right.
Yeah, I think that's Team Peru tagging to the right-hand side. They got caught over there. See, yeah, they're going behind Team Venezuela. It's like, I have to say, that it's very light wind conditions. You can see they are not sailing with speed. And in this fantastic boat, the SSL 47, there you will really have some huge issues because it's a very slow boat speeding up. So, but it's a perfect start for all of them, or not perfect. There was no penalties, there was no false start, but it's a very, very safe start, very slow start for all of them.
Very slow start for all of them, and one of the boats, Chile, almost didn't make it across the line right there. So we see just on the left-hand side of your boat right there, we see that other boat, which is right next to them. That is the boat of Uruguay. Those 2 teams are very, very close together. So right now, it's a drag race for these 2 teams to be able to get out in front and take the lead.
And looking into this graphics, you're going to come into this graphic more than one time today. Here you can see the boats are splitting up. It's not because Peru is sailing away and giving up. No, when you're sailing upwind, as we saw in the race course, you need to zigzag. And they're choosing to go to the right-hand side of the race course, and the other teams are going to the left-hand side. And right now, it actually looks they have more wind over there. So they had a very bad start, but they're the leaders now.
Well, here we go. This is sort of, they were saying copy-paste, copy-paste. This is what they were telling us yesterday. Well, here it is again. They're getting out to the right-hand side, and they are leading right now with a very nice lead, 170-meter lead. We saw that off the start. There was no way they could follow on the left-hand side, and decided to tack early, get out there. Now they have free wind, and they'll be able to extend that lead.
And I have to say, it really looked like they had the most terrible start of all the team because they need to tack behind Team Venezuela. And in this case, as you said at the start, having such a bad start, you're almost out of the race. But Peru's just showing us, hey, guys, we know where the wind is because right now we can see all the other teams attacking to the right-hand side. Peru, we have the data, sailing with 6 knots. Rest of the fleet, 4.9 to 4.2. Way to go, Peru.
Yeah, very good job by Peru. They also sort of benefited from the fact that Uruguay and Chile sort of left themselves straight head to wind and almost stopped their boat on the starting line, which then gave them a certain advantage. So, snakes and ladders, just as Marco was saying, and just right off the start, we've already seen some really big differences. Here we go with an aggressive move now by Peru, coming back to the middle and defending their position.
It's like the wind is in the middle, but what they're doing now, there are 2 rules, a special rule we need to talk about, a simple rule. It's called rule number 10 in sailing, but it's called starboard port side. So the way Peru is sailing right now, they are sailing what we call starboard. That means they have the right of way, and if they go in front of the other boats needs to bear away and not allowed to sail into them. So that's actually very good of them because they're going in front of them to cover them, Jan.
That's right. They're going in front of them right now. Yes, there is a port and starboard, but with 100 meters difference, they don't really have to worry about that rule anymore because yes, they do have the right of way, but they are so far in front. Right now, what's important for them is to get between their opponents and the mark, and that's what we're doing, what we're seeing them do right now. They're setting themselves up into a powerful position to keep on leading.
And this is a perfect picture showing what you just described, Jan. But one thing, did you see? It was very important for them to tack in there. Oh, we have another tack battle behind them.
That's right. As they tacked, they put a wind shadow on that boat, so that boat has to tack. And now, as you were saying, port and starboard, that boat that we just saw tack has the right of way over, I believe, Uruguay.
Yeah.
Or
and,
Chile.
Yeah, and now you saw Peru, they were 200 meters in front of the others. They need to go into the middle. They're only 80 meters in front of the newest competitioners. And you can see Team Venezuela, yeah, they're smiling. They're sailing a little bit by themselves, but they can actually take this victory because the 3 other boats are going to battle it out here in the upwind lake, especially in these light wind conditions.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether Team Venezuela is sort of going to let these 3 battle and not be quite as aggressive. They do realize that they're out of contention, and maybe they're just going to not put so much pressure on the other 3 teams. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the stats in the top corner. It looks very, very hard for Team Uruguay at the moment. And I have to say, when I'm looking at the tracking system, we have an overview data here. They are on a totally wrong angle, sailing almost away from the mark, trying to find some wind to get up there. And today, because of the light wind, we will see them sail a little bit in other angles because they cannot come upwind with such a slow speed.
Yeah, we're seeing a sort of a left-hand shift here on the race course. When that is the case, you want to be on the left-hand side. That's the favorite side. So that's probably why we saw Uruguay going off to the left. In any case, they had no real choice. Peru and Chile were in front of them and disturbing their air.
Yeah.
Here we go with the replay of the start, and we see Chile going head to wind right there.
Yeah, there's a penalty. See, there's a penalty over there. Somebody's shouting a penalty. It's Uruguay shouting penalty for Team Chile. So it's amazing if what the jury is saying there.
Let's look at the jury boats that are just behind. We'll see if they put up. All right, you see they're not putting up any flags, which means that they don't believe that there is a penalty. If there were a penalty at this point, well, then Chile would have to bear away and do their penalty. And it looks as though there is no penalty. Otherwise, we would have seen a red flag.
But will we see these penalty calls for the teams a lot today, just to try to psych up the other teams they're racing against?
Yeah, remember, this is a do-or-die situation. This is the difference between going to the finals and not going to the finals. So yes, we will see some really aggressive moves, and we will see some penalties being given out. These guys are going to take all the tricks out of and all the experience that they have to get through.
And see that aggressive talking about. Team Peru is and following Team Chile and keep Chile and Uruguay behind them. And then we see Venezuela taking the lead, sailing by themselves to the right-hand side, while the 3 other boats are battling it out. And right now there's a huge tacking battle coming in. Uruguay needs to react on this one and tack to the right-hand side again. But one thing that it's quite amazing to see when we later on goes to the overall graphic is the angles of the boats. They're really having some really hard angles. See, Uruguay is almost sailing away from the mark again. Same thing with Chile and Peru.
Yeah, what's really interesting when we look at this, and yes, these angles are very much wider because they have less speed, but one of the things that's really interesting about this is really we're seeing the game of trying to tack on top of one another in order to have some wind shadowing over each team. For example, here we see Peru on top of Chile, which is trying to cast some wind shadow over them, trying to slow them down, at the same time trying to maintain Uruguay, because right now Uruguay is going to attack back, and like you said earlier, it's going to be that port and starboard situation. So this is really the battle we're going to be seeing until we get to Mark 1.
Yeah, until we get to Mark 1. And I can say one thing. I know Team Venezuela, they will not be able to qualify to the next round. But now they're doing something that I'm smiling a little bit of. They are attacking the whole group. They're attacking in front of them to lay in front of them and throw dirty on the rest of the group. So they're joining the battle. They're not just sailing for the victory. They want to show that they're part of this battle. Or else it's because the wind is gone on the right-hand side. That's 2 of the choices.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not so sure that they want to go into this battle right now. I think that I think they need to get back into the middle of the racing area. I really don't think Venezuela is going to start attacking the other boats. There you go. Now they're tacking over there. They're sort of they're staying centered, but they're not going to and messing with the other boats. That would. There's just so much in stake, and they know it. It's just it wouldn't be very well seen, I think.
No. And now we have a huge situation, because if we are looking on the overall score of these teams, then Peru, they are qualified to the next rounds. They are in the lead. And one thing we have been seeing, you can almost see it there behind. Peru is the boat in the right-hand corner while we are looking here from Venezuela. But behind them, the two other boats, they are battling it out so close to each other. Chile is laying in front of Uruguay. They need to tag and tag and tag. And they do such a huge tag battle that they are coming more and more behind. You can almost see it here. So Peru, they're almost safe now and can sail for the victory and go into the next round, while Chile and Uruguay is doing a match race.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens, because you saw it was very light and patchy. We saw it from that drone shot earlier as we were looking at Team Venezuela. Team Venezuela just, you know, taking it easy, going out on the right-hand side. Here we go with Team Chile right now. We're on board, very concentrated, and we're getting ready. Release side. Here was vision from inside of the grind pistol, turning those grinds you're seeing.
And if you to this format and have a boat watching into now is the pit. The pit. And that's where the battle is today. It's like an arena where they're fighting, and you can see Chile, they're attacking over and Uruguay, as we talked about. And it's quite interesting, because why fight against 3 boats if you can fight against 2 boats if you can fight against 1?
Well, you know, it's one at a time. What they're trying to do is really make sure that they can take one boat out at a time, and sort of this is what Peru is doing. And so now it's really important, because all right, let's say Peru does win. Now the real battle is going to be for who gets into second place. So okay, Peru might right now be able to, is probably just going to leave, and if they can keep that lead, well then they're qualified. Good for them. But the next battle we're looking at is for that second place to get qualified into the final series, and that's where we're going to see that battle between Uruguay and Chile.
And Mark, we're talking about a battle that Chile and Uruguay is battling it out there. What are you seeing out there?
Guys, it's incredible here. There is absolutely no wind on the right side of the top mark. Even the top mark is sitting in a no-wind zone. So all the teams are on the left, because that's the only place there's pressure now. There's nothing at the top mark. It's going to be very interesting, because Peru may have the lead for the moment, but there is nothing. It's like oil out here. Absolutely no wind. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because obviously we're seeing the 3 teams, so Peru, Chile, and Uruguay, fight it out amongst themselves. Peru always controlling the rest of the fleet, but now I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Marco do not want to explain. But one thing, Jan, I heard Marco saying, it's like oil underwater. Why is he saying that? Because they're not sailing in oil, they're sailing underwater.
Yeah, of course, no, there's no oil out there. But if you look at the water right there, you can see that there are some places where you see small little ripples that are on the water. Now let's see what happens here with
Starboard
Venezuela.
port side, here we have it. Peru needs to give room for Venezuela. And they do that. If they have continued their path, Peru will get a penalty.
Just continuing on the question you asked me earlier, so those little ripples that you see on the water, that's actually the wind which is touching the water and creating those ripples. So in areas where you don't see any ripples, well, what that means is the wind is not touching the water. It doesn't mean there's no wind. It just means the wind isn't touching the water, but it's a really good indication of where there's more wind and where there's less wind.
So the way they're navigating underwater is looking underwater and looking for the wind. I know they can see and feel the wind in the sail, but they're watching over the water and saying, hey, there it's more dark, it's like it's brushing up in the water, so there's wind, and where you can mirror yourself or see the sky, there's no wind, don't go there. That's a minefield.
Yeah, that's more or less what they're trying to tell themselves. But you'll see, I mean, at a certain point, they will have to go to the mark, right? Even if there is less wind at the mark.
Oh, what's happening here? They are pressing each other. They're so close to the mark. Both of them are tagging up towards the mark. It's Venezuela versus Peru. And as I said a little, hey, Venezuela's not just sailing for the victory, they want to join that battle. And that is actually a huge match race battle we have here. But there are some different rules. You can see this round circle around the mark.
Yeah,
There's
this is
the rule
really
18.
this is going to be a perfect example, and they're sailing slow, so we can explain this. That circle around the mark is the 3 boat length mark. Now that means that there are different rules. The rules change within that circle.
Yeah, the rules change. That means if they're coming from the same tack, the same side, like we're seeing here, that was a beautiful drone shot we had there. Now they're coming around here, the mark. They approach the same time, then the boat on the inside more room than the other one. So that means Venezuela had to do a bigger turn
That's right.
than Peru.
That means that they would have had overlap, and they would have had what we call room at the mark, and therefore the inside boat has the right of way. But as you saw right there, that wasn't the case. The 2 boats were one behind the other, so the first one into that zone is the boat with the right of way.
Could we say Peru maybe played it safe and just slow down their boat a little bit, because they don't want this fight. They just need to be in this position, because see on the stats, 400 meters behind is the other boats, almost 400 meters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Peru right now doesn't really want to get into a duel with Venezuela. They're going to do everything to avoid that. They want to just sail their own race. What counts for them is not to beat Venezuela, it's to stay out in front of Chile and Uruguay.
And right now it looks very good, and you can almost see the oil on the water here. Where you can mirror yourself and see the sky, there's no wind. And then looking out there, you can see there's a little bit dark patch way out there. There's a little bit of wind.
Yeah, now, there is an option, there is a possibility that the race committee decides to stop the racing if we see that there really is no wind. But seeing as today is a very light day, we'll see what race committee decides to do.
Yeah,
but that is an option.
Yeah, but let's hope that's not the option, because this is actually a very good battle. It's a tactical battle, finding that win. And right now we can see Chile is approaching the top mark. They have gained a lot of momentum on Uruguay. See how far behind Uruguay is. And now they're coming to launch the spinnaker. And there is going to be something very cool when they're launching the spinnaker. Something with the wind, Jan. So there's something with the team behind. It's getting more speed. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. The team that'll be behind is the first one to get the wind. And in these light wind conditions, that could make all of the difference. Here we see that they're preparing the spinnaker, and they're slowly putting that spinnaker out to the front of the boat, as we see right over here. Now, they have to constantly be working at putting the spinnaker up, otherwise they'll get a penalty. So we'll see right there that they are hoisting. As you can see, they're slowly feeding the spinnaker behind the gennaker, that front sail, in order until they can get to the mark and then put it up. And here we go. Now they got it up, and now they're hoisting as fast as they can. And now it's really important that they get that spinnaker nice and full within less than a boat length.
Yeah, and you can see it's full of wind straight away. It doesn't mean that the wind is blowing a lot, but it means they're getting a little bit more speed. But I can say a little bit like yesterday. Yesterday, upwind, they sailed faster than downwind. And it's the same case today. The front boat, Venezuela, is caught by Peru in wind shadow, only sailing 2 knots of speed, where Peru is sailing 3.3 knots. And then upwind, Uruguay is coming with 4.9 knots of wind. So, racing with or without spinnaker?
Here we see Venezuela has tacked away, and Peru is probably not going to follow. We'll have to see what's happening. It's looking very light. We have had a race canceled before in these light conditions, so this is something that is an option. It is looking like more and more of an option. Like we said yesterday, we're sitting in a high pressure zone here in Europe, and it's not bringing so much wind.
And Marco, now when we're talking about wind, you need to help us a little bit. We cannot see everything happen on the water. Where is the wind? Because we have a split situation. Venezuela is going in towards the middle, Peru going to the right-hand side.
The wind is with Venezuela.
That was quite fast answer. The wind is with Venezuela. So why does Peru not jibe into them? Because right now they're getting captured by the boats behind them.
You know what counts is staying in front of your adversaries right now. So if Peru were to go on the other side,
here's one of those basic things. It's very tempting to go to the other side, but if something were to happen and there were to be a little bit more wind and Chile, Uruguay gets out in front, well, then they're the big losers. Now, they're not going to take any risks. They're going to stay out in front. They're going to protect their position, and they're just going to stay out in front between Chile and Uruguay. So that's what we're seeing right there. It's a very tempting move to jibe over and get to the right-hand side, but the tactical decision that needs to be made right now is to stay with your adversaries.
So, not being daring and risky, but make sure that you're close to your enemy. It's almost be close to your friends, but be closer to your enemies. And Venezuela is the friend here, so let them sail away, and then
exactly
let's keep the other ones. But see here, in the pit, how they're fighting in there to get the sails up and down. So, there's trouble
we see
here
a
in
little
the
bit
jibe.
more pressure right here.
But see the jibe issues.
Oh yeah, here we go. So it's
They're
same
losing
issue
the
they had,
momentum. It's Venezuela.
Yeah, on the winch, which is on the other side of the boat, it's looking like one of the ropes right there is tangled. Yeah, you see that big mess of rope, which is right there on the right-hand side of the bottom side of your screen. That's why they were having an issue. That can happen very quickly. Look at the amount of ropes that are right there. Look on the left-hand side right there. You see that big glob of mess of a rope that there is right there? That's what happened. That just got all tangled up, and they couldn't make the rope go around. Look, they're frantically trying to undo that knot. Oh, it looks like actually there is a grinding. A winch handle, which is stuck in the middle of that. So it looks like a winch handle popped out and got stuck in the middle of all that. Yeah.
So unlucky. And see,
there we go.
One
House
small mistake
cleaning right there. House cleaning.
And one small mistake in these boats in light condition costed 50 meters. So Peru, yeah, they are in the lead. They are qualified right now. But if they're doing, remember the jibe battle we had yesterday between Peru and Chile, where Chile, they got the issue with the sail?
Chile had exactly the same issue that we just saw right here. It was a spinnaker sheet issue, and there we saw that it was a winch handle that got caught in the spinnaker sheet. Now, I don't know if that was the case yesterday with Chile, but they did have the same problem.
It's going to be a very, very, very important what's going to happen here. You can see the three competitors. There is tie on points are at the right-hand side. Venezuela is jibing to the to the left-hand side now. Also, it's the right in the graphic, but it's left-hand side. Venezuela is on a they can race to the jibes. Other boats need to do either one or two jibes for coming to the gate mark.
Yeah, one or two jibes. We'll see. You see, Peru is still sticking to their plan. Very concentrated there on that boat. Nobody's moving. Very little talking. So it's really a question of trying to keep that speed up. But we can see the water around them there. They've hit a patch of wind. As you see those little ripples on the water, so they are sailing in pressure. Now they're looking all around themselves to figure out what is going on and where the wind is.
And yeah, now we're talking about the weight and the start of the race when we presented the teams. Here they're laying down and relaxing. Does the weight of the team now means a lot? Because Chile, it looks like they're losing momentum while all the teammates are laying down on the boat.
Yeah, they're laying down on that boat because actually body positioning on a boat when it's very light conditions is super important. It's going to basically allow you to either have a little bit of heel on your boat, so making the boat lean over, and that's going to help in keeping the shape of the sails. It's also going to help by having your weight up in the front of the boat, picking the back of the boat up and making sure you're having less drag. Less drag, just like on a race car, makes you go faster. It's the same thing here. So remember, we're sailing downwind. It's still a drag race. They still got to make sure they're going as fast as possible.
Going as fast as possible, and while saying as fast as possible, the wind is speeding up in Team Venezuela's position. They are now sailing 6 knots downwind, where rest of the fleet 4.9. This is good news for the whole, because now the wind is picking up. So how is it to sail in lakes with mountains? here? Because right now the landmass is heating up and creating some wind, or how is it, Jan?
Yeah, that's right, exactly, and that's what we call a thermic breeze. And just like you said, the landmass is heating up, and the lake, doesn't heat up quite as fast as the. So we'll get this thermic exchange going on, and hopefully that'll bring us a little bit more wind.
But now the wind is actually picking up, so that's good. I think we're around 4.5, 5 knots of wind with this boat. But Jan, we have a lot of questions for our online viewers. Nice and slowed down. A giant battle between Uruguay, Chile, and Peru. They will approach the mark at the same time. But before that, how does this SSL global ranking working? Because the captains is selecting a team because of their positions on the SSL global ranking.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody who are on these boats are the very best sailors of their country. Now, they've been qualified to get onto their boats through this SSL ranking. So they've been going to regattas, and they've been doing well in regattas and placing high in their country's ranking. Now, for all you sailors that are listening to us, make sure and you go check out that SSL ranking, because if you've been sailing on in any regatta, you should be in theory, or any. Maybe not a club regatta, but a bigger regatta, you should be on that SSL ranking. And so it's through that ranking, just like the ATP, that they managed to get themselves to come onto these boats.
Fantastic, Jan. And this is how they're getting ranking. And now we are seeing Peru starting doing their jibe towards the mark. And it looks like that jibe is picking up speed for them. So they're speeding up. Chile is also jibing with them. And then it's all about Uruguay, where they are. And right now it looks like Uruguay is actually going to attack Chile. You can almost see it on the pictures here, where they are approaching Chile. It's like they are going to meet. And Uruguay is having...
Yeah, Uruguay has the right of way. They are the starboard boat. So again, port and starboard, whether we be going up towards the wind or going down with the wind, it's a question of port and starboard. That's the very basic rules. And then obviously there are some more that we can attach to that. But right now, what we're seeing is Uruguay right here. We're on board with them, and they've just been attacking Chile and trying to get casting a little bit of a wind shadow on top of Chile. We see Peru managing to stay out in front. Here we go with Venezuela, which is coming down to the left-hand side gate, dropping the spinnaker a little bit into the water. Doesn't look too bad, and sort of as we predicted, Venezuela's out in front. They'll be doing their own race, and we could see them win. Here we go. This is Charlie minus. So what they're showing right there is a change of course, and we perhaps might see the other side of that panel that they're showing. In any case, what's important to know is that what it means.
Yeah, Charlie minus means that the race course is going to be shortened up. That means that they're not sailing that long upwind as they did in the first upwind leg. So the juries on the water, the race officers out there, can shorten the race course to make sure that a race only takes 40 minutes to 45 minutes. And that's what's happening here. That's a little bit good news for Team Peru. That's coming in with speed here to the mark rounding.
Coming in with speed right here to the mark rounding now. They do have an issue right there on Team Peru because that spinnaker is on the wrong side. On these boats, they have to drop the spinnaker on the left-hand side. Now, this could be a catastrophe. Now, it's looking like they're dropping it on the right-hand side of the boat, which is going to be a definite issue for the next hoist that they're going to have. So now they're going to have a lot of work to do in order to prepare that spinnaker to go out on the correct side. Now the bowman that we're seeing here, which is standing on the bow of the boat, is going to have a lot of work to do in order to put that retrieval line back correctly and make sure that the sail is going to come out on the left-hand side, the correct side.
Yeah, and Marco, here we have the other battle. Well, before going to Marco, let's just have it here, because Marco is maybe seeing something more than we are not seeing. Here again, they're all going to the left-hand side and then straight away crosses to the right-hand side. So what is the tactics here? But let's just see these mark roundings. They're crucial. Team Chile is coming first. It's like Team Uruguay behind there is in trouble. They're losing momentum. There's no win for them.
There you go. You see Team Chile right there drop their spinnaker on the left-hand side of that boat, and that's the way it should be dropped. So they're going to have less of an issue probably as we get up to the windward mark. Now this is really going to be interesting. We're going to have to see what's happening with Peru as they get back to the weather mark. But we still have one more boat that needs to go here through the gates, and we're seeing the left-hand side of the gate. Here we go, Uruguay with a late drop, very nice drop. A little bit into the water. It doesn't look too bad. It's not slowing their boat down. So that was a very nice drop from Uruguay. Let's see what they do. Are they going to stick with the others, or are they going to take a chance and head off to the right?
Yeah, and just see this drone picture here. You can almost see how the angles of the boats are different. Team Chile is opening more up and speeding, and now we see Team Uruguay going in towards the middle, crossing to the right hand straight away. Marco, please help us. Why are Venezuela and Uruguay going to the middle and then tacking back again? Is there more wind in the middle, or what's happening?
So we're currently at the bottom mark here, and I can't really see well what they're seeing on the left side of the course, but definitely more pressure in the middle. It's less patchy than before. Earlier it was much easier to read the wind. Now we're back to the usual Swiss perfect conditions, and it's really tight here because Venezuela is doing their own race in front, but we have Peru, Chile, and Uruguay all together, everyone match racing, covering each other here in the middle of the course where there is more pressure.
All right, thanks a lot, Marco. Really interesting to note that the wind has come back, and I believe that when we saw Uruguay jiving, going around the leeward gate right there, we saw them immediately tacking off to the right. They knew that if they went left, they would just be in the wind shadow of the other boats. And now, interestingly, what did Chile do? Well, they said, okay, I'm staying between my opponent and my mark where I want to go. They tacked over. Peru, a little bit further, they said, everybody's tacking, I'm tacking as well. And so you're really seeing now Uruguay is the one that's going to be sort of deciding what's going on and dictating, because everybody else is just trying to cover their opponent.
Yeah, and it's do or die today, and you can see projected. It's meaning that Peru is qualified with 20 points right now. Chile has 18 points. Uruguay has 16 points, and then Venezuela 14 points. And yes, right now we will see, I think Venezuela will be able to sneak away, sail their own race, because these three boats, these three countries are fighting for that last spot going to Bahrain here in October. It is all about going into the next round, so now or never.
Yeah, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the very last race of this group. The two boats that finish in front between Peru, Chile, and Uruguay have a ticket to get to the finals. This is super important. We are halfway through the windward mark. The racetrack has been shortened slightly, so we will get to that windward mark even faster. So really, this is super important right now. Every single move that we're seeing, everybody back home, you should be cheering for your team right now.
Yeah, you should be cheering for your team, and let's see how it's going on. I'm just getting a small information, Jan, that we might have some issues that the juries will take care of later today. One of the boats, I won't say which one, that's going to be exciting, has more team members on it than they registered this morning. And that's going to be huge trouble, but we won't say which boat. Let's have a cliffhanger for later, because that can maybe have a big influence on the race results.
Yeah, that could have a big result. That'll be something that the race committee will have to figure out. For the time being, let's concentrate on what's happening right now out on the water, because this is really exciting stuff. We see Chile right now is coming back very close. This is only 70 meters away from Peru, so we've got really a very close battle here between these two boats coming back into the middle.
Yeah, and it's a very close battle, and you can see Team Uruguay is trying to find some other stuff. They are tacking to the left-hand side where Team Venezuela, Chile and Peru is now battling, so they managed to go away from that battle and make the two other teams battling each other. So that's sometimes also part of the strategy here.
Yeah, now what's going to be interesting here is we have Chile, which is coming back into the game. Now, what is Peru going to do? Are they going to attack out in front of Chile and force them to go back to the right-hand side, which then at that point, Peru would have one boat on their left and one boat on their right? Or are they going to keep on going and try to sort of center everybody to the left-hand side? It looks as though Peru is just tacked.
Yeah, they just tagged and went in front of. So now we have a battle, Peru, Chile, and Uruguay can sail a little bit more free. So we need to keep an eye on. I know they're 324 meters behind, but in these wind conditions, when you're all by yourself, something can happen. Remember Antique, Barbuda, when they did it, they looked like they were losing. They were in 4th position, then they came in 2nd suddenly in the last downwind because they sailed for themselves and suddenly found some wind.
Yeah, let's not forget that on that boat there was somebody who had been to the America's Cup on. So, anyways, that was another race. But this is really exciting right now. We're seeing that it's looking as though Peru and Chile right now are sort of lined up on the ley line to get to the weather mark. There it is. That's the weather mark right there. It's that pink mark right there. Now it's changed because we told you earlier it was a Charlie minus. So a change of course, minus meaning less long. That means that right now we only have that pink marker up at the top. And what does that mean?
And that means it's a shorter course. But I have one thing, Jan. We need to look at one thing. When they're rounding this mark, they can do one penalty that can cost them the race. In front of the boat, you can see
what's happening with Venezuela right there? Looks like they're having an issue.
Yeah, but in front of there is a bow split coming out, and if they launch that too early, they will get a penalty.
They will, but let's remember, Peru brought their spinnaker down on the wrong side of the boat. Now, the number 1 has been making himself very useful here, making sure that everything goes well. Let's check this out. Let's see how this spinnaker goes up.
And
this is a do or die moment.
Yeah.
This is the difference between making it and breaking it.
Yeah. Oh, they're having a hard time, Jan. You're right. It's not up yet. It's normally 5 seconds.
It's not looking too bad, though. Okay, it's a little bit slow to get it up there, but it's up. It's up and it's full, and they do have, they are 42 seconds behind the leader. That doesn't really matter right now, especially they're about 20 seconds in front of their opponent.
Yeah, and there comes Chile. Let's watch the bow split again. They can be very costly. They can make Uruguay coming back in the race. The bow split is not out yet. And there it should launch. They have round the mark, so everything is good there. And the reason why we look at this is because in some of the other qualifications, in the last race, we saw these penalties when the race course was shortened, and that actually costed a lot of momentum and actually 2 positions for some of the teams.
It does, and now let's see that battle which is going to be happening again. This is the same battle that we saw yesterday where we had Peru and Chile fighting it out. Look at this. Now it looks as though Chile has got a little bit more pressure and they're going a little bit faster and catching up to Peru, which is only about 2 boat lengths ahead.
Yeah, you can see it here with the bare eyes in these beautiful pictures. And it's all about the boat behind gets the breeze first, so they will speed up faster than Peru, and that might be a trouble being issues. But will Chile do the same thing as Peru did against them yesterday? Do the jibe.
Here we go.
The dance of the jibes.
Peru is jibing.
Oh, that's early.
And will Chile follow? Probably.
Yeah, probably they will. Let's see. Oh, it looks like they're trouble. It's a very big angle. Venezuela also doing it. It looks
they're
like
having
Peru
to
doing
come
it
really
best.
back close to the wind in order to make sure that that spinnaker is full. Now let's see here with a good jibe from Chile. Working hard, but it looks pretty cool, calm, and collected on that boat right now.
Yeah, pretty cool, calm. But one thing, Jan, why is Chile battling against Peru? There's no reason for it. They just need to have to the last team Uruguay behind them, then they're qualified. But they're still battling Peru.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right. I think that right now they're in that mode. It's a sort of a do or die mode, and you know, maybe they've sort of forgotten about the war and they're more concentrated on the battle right now. But you're right. For the time being, Peru and Chile are going together to the finals. So what they need to do is sort of You can't work together, but at least try not to obstruct one another so that they can both have a ticket to the finals.
And what we're looking right now is the projectile score. Peru is qualified, Chile is qualified, and you can see almost there behind, so far behind is Ukraine. They really need to have something done with the other teams. They need to wish, I have to say it like this way, that the wind disappears for the other teams, or they're doing a wrong jibe going towards that finish line. Venezuela, they are in the lead. It looks comfortable for them. It looks like, hey, we might take a victory, but still they can lose it. See Peru coming with much more speed.
Yeah, I think Peru can thank Alonso Collantes on the bow, because he managed to get that spinnaker ready, and really he did a fabulous job right there.
Yeah, and we can see it's like Chile here. We can see the graphics. They didn't find the wind, or they are covering up Uruguay instead of they're listening to us here in the studio. They jibed away and following their own path to ensuring it. But I can say the fastest boat on the water right now is Team Peru. Will they go in and take the victory also? That's quite interesting. See, on the meters, they are approaching Team Venezuela. And when they're doing the next jibe, they will have to ride away. They will come from starboard.
Yeah, Chile has gone off to the left-hand side now. They must have seen something because they wouldn't have gone and left Uruguay out in the middle. Peru as well in the middle there. It's actually a pretty risky move, tactically speaking. But if they did see a little bit more wind, then, you know, they've made the right choice.
500 meters left of this qualifying series in the SSL Gold Cup. This is the South American group. We are going to see which two teams are going with us to Bahrain into the finals. Who will qualify? Will it be Peru? Will it be Chile? Or will it be Uruguay going all the way? Let's cross the fingers. Let's see the battles. Right now, Peru looks comfortable and they are very happy and they're winning momentum on Venezuela.
Yeah, Peru just doing it again. If they win this one, it'll be the third race they win in a row. It's just unbelievable sailing, very tactical sailing. These guys have been doing a really good job. And now the big battle is going to be between Chile and Uruguay, which is in the background right there. Look at the difference between Chile and Uruguay, only 100 meters difference. Now Chile is in the lead, but they are further out to the left-hand side of the field. Right there, you see on the overhead.
Yeah, and you can see the overhead here. Just see, Chile has been doing a huge mistake. Either they lost the wind or everything. Uruguay is in a position where they have to ride away starboard tack jibe when they're coming down. And I can see on the speed that Chile is only sailing 3.4 knots. And Uruguay is sailing 5.2. So Chile are in trouble when we're coming to that finish line if they don't find the wind.
Yeah, it was a risky maneuver, but let's see what happens. Anything could still happen. Here we go. This is Peru. They are so close to qualifying themselves to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, they are on the last stretch. They are on a starboard tack going to the finishing line, and they're going to stay very concentrated. Now we'll see these guys. They won't celebrate before they cross the finishing line. They still have Venezuela to contend with. They definitely don't want to have any issues with Venezuela. There's Venezuela on the right-hand side.
A great battle. Jan, now we have starboard port side. This is a fantastic picture. Let's be here. See, Peru has to ride away. Venezuela, see, they're jibing away. If they've continued and sail into the others, they have been disqualified.
Yeah, it would have been a port starboard situation. Now, both being on starboard, Peru still has the right of way because they're the leeward boat, but that doesn't matter because Venezuela is not in the game. We're looking at Peru right now, and this is very exciting. Peru, right there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, is about to qualify themselves to the finals.
Yeah, but they're also going to win this race. See, it's a race. They're speeding up. Who will be first? Will it be Peru? Will it be Venezuela? The speed is coming believing in Venezuela's jibe. They need to do that. Lost the momentum. Peru is also winning this race.
Unbelievable. Peru has made the third victory in a row. Congratulations, guys. That was impressive.
Yeah, see how happy they are. They have qualified to the finals and also winning the last race 3 in a row. Fantastic. Just enjoy
There we
these
go.
pictures.
Those are pictures of celebrations, and that's what we like to see. Our first team qualified to the finals right here, Team Peru.
Yeah, and now the next battle comes in. Venezuela got second. They have not crossed. First crossing there. See how much speed they lost there.
Yeah, it's looking like Chile did make the right move. It's looking as though they're coming back into the close to the finishing line. They're on a port tack, so no, they don't have the right of way over Uruguay, but they're too far forward, and we're going to be seeing Chile passing over the finishing line here at any moment, being the second boat to qualify themselves to the finals. Here we go with Chile. We're seeing them right here, and they. Oh, who is that? Is that Chile? Yes, that's Chile.
They're also very pleased, getting third, but qualified, Jan. See?
Beautiful qualifications for Chile. Chile and Peru making it to the finals, and unfortunately, that's Venezuela and Uruguay are out.
Yeah, very great pictures. See, they're celebrating, showing it to the camera. See, guys, we are in Bahrain. This means a lot. Also, see when the national song, just see they are all
they're all
running.
yelling and screaming on that boat. Just wonderful. Look at that. Oh.
Fighting for the nation. Congratulations to the nation of Peru, to the nation of Chile. They now have 2 teams in SSL Gold Cup qualifying into the next stage of the World Cup. So they have the chance to go all the way, especially when they come to Bahrain, where there's a whole other way of sailing this race.
Yeah, Bahrain should be wonderful. We should be seeing a little bit more wind than we are here. Apparently over there, you're getting 15 knots of breeze daily. So that should be really interesting. And it'll be more of a physical game as well over there. But you know, you can't forget that this is a sort of a mental game now. They do have to bring that spinnaker in quickly because they are not the only team that is sailing on that boat. We will now have a team switch. And look at this disappointment, Uruguay.
They are so disappointed. I can understand it. Fighting for it, and you can see it was so close. Here we have the overall result. Peru winning 8 points on Golden Day. Venezuela 6 points on Gold Day. Chile gets 4 points, and Uruguay gets 2 points. It's double points today, and the way the score system is working in the SSL Gold Cup is that when you're winning, you're getting maximum points, and when you're losing, you're getting smaller points. Normally in sailing, it's a low point system, but here's that way. And now you can see some of the technicians goes aboard and shore crew to get ready for the shift. But are we so lucky that Marco maybe has captured the winners out there? Yeah, we will have him. He's running the way, not running, but sailing over to them. And then just enjoy the race replay before we go down on the water.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So we're here with Stefano Pesquera and the SSL Team Peru. They obviously qualified for the final series. So how proud are you of your team and for your country?
We are I am extremely proud of my team, and then we are honored to represent our country always. I think we gave a good battle out there, and we demonstrated we Peruvians keep battling until the end. You know, it was not the best. It was not the best of starts for us of the regatta, and I think we were able to come back strong yesterday, and today demonstrate we have nerves of steel.
Obviously, that's the start you wanted from the beginning. Be honest.
Yeah, I think last start wasn't great, but it didn't left us out of the race, and I think we went and searched for an opportunity on the right side, got pressure right away, and were able to control the fleet after that. So it was a pretty straightforward race. Small mistake on the leeward mark, but the advantage we had allowed us to make that mistake and keep our position. And in the end, I think winning the race was incredible. We didn't think we were going to catch Venezuela, and then that strategy downwind, our tactician did an amazing job. The team did an amazing job keeping the boat fast on the downwind, which is super tricky in this condition, you know. So.
And of course, what does this mean for Peru, sailing in general, your qualification for Bahrain?
I think this means the world for Peru. It's not a country where sailing's the most known sport, but football is, soccer. And so we are extremely proud to have done this, but now I think we can set a precedent, and I think people will be more motivated to start sailing and admire our heroes here, you know.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations, and I will see you in Bahrain.
No, thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Fantastic to hear and see Marco and Team Peru on the water. And Jan, quite badly just told about, hey, we didn't have the best start, we took a chance, we could sail for it, and they did it.
Yeah, they did it. We did see that start over them. They didn't have the greatest start, but lucky for them, the other two had an even worse start. So they managed to go off and tack off to the right and make it win and stay in the lead. Being very smart about what they were doing, not taking too many risks, really always staying between themselves, their opponent, and staying between their opponent and the mark, and making sure that they kept that lead out there.
And
very good.
With that said, should we yet again see what they actually qualified? This is the World Cup. There we go on a water shot here. It could be fantastic to see here. They qualified. Peru winning with 22 points, Chile 18 points, Uruguay with 16 points, Venezuela with 12 points here in total. And they're going all the way into it.
Into the finals. That's right. They
They
qualified themselves into the finals, both of these teams, Peru and Chile, with 22 and 18 points. So really exciting. And now we also have some more exciting news coming up soon.
Yeah, coming up soon. We're going into the next group, the European group here. So let's see here the team comparison. We know a lot about them, but we have a team that's really doing a great job also here, Bulgaria.
That's right, Bulgaria, the Lions, SSL ranked number 59, weighing in at 694 kilos. They're not the lightest one of these four teams, but they're definitely underneath that 700 kilo marker. Remember, 730 kilos is the maximum weight each team can have, and you want to be closer to that than further away. Team captain for Team Bulgaria is Javor Kolev. For Team Czech Republic, we have the Czechs SSL ranked number 30th, team weighing in at 722, captain Ondra Tepli. Team Portugal, the Navigators, SSL ranked number 31, lightest team weighing out there, 616 kilos, team captain Joao Rodriguez. And Team Turkey, the Young Turks, SSL ranked number 34, weighing in at 726 kilos with captain Alishan Kainar.
Yeah. What we are going to see here, let's see the overall score before we are going in to see the national anthems, because this is a very exciting group also. Czech Republic are with 13 points, Bulgaria with 13 points, Portugal with 12 points, Turkey with 11 points. Turkey is the only team that needs to win or at least get second to qualify. Rest of the team, it's do or die.
Yeah, this is going to be an unbelievable race as well here in this group number 4. As you see, with the top 2 teams are tied for points, and then there's only 1 point separating 3rd and 4th place. Now, however, the Czech Republic are leading this group. They've been sailing very well at the beginning of the week, but we did see them lose twice yesterday in a row. So if they keep on this losing streak, they're probably not going to get themselves qualified. However, if they sail like the beginning of the week, we could see them going through to the finals.
Yeah, and it looks like where their trouble is in the light winds as we're having today. So an exciting battle coming. With that said, let's see the team lineup of Czech Republic.
Here we go with the Czech Republic here with the tactician here, Ondra Tepli. We also have the helmsman Petre Fiala, as well as the trimmer we have here on this boat, Sara. We have the main trimmer as Thomas, and midbow Vojta.
And with that said, it's going to be some fantastic battles today. Let's go to Team Portugal.
So Team Portugal. Team Portugal here we have with the tactician here is Hugo Rocha, known as Jose, as well as the captain of the team and the at the helm, João Rodriguez.
Yeah. And then the next one coming in is Team Turkey. That's coming in the next one. Team Turkey, they have this giant, I have to say, very well-known sailor, Ali Khan, the captain of the team. But who does he more have on the team?
Well, Ali Khan Kainar is the tactician here on the team, but we also cannot forget about Haluk Babajan, which is at the helm. But both of these guys have Olympic experience. Ali Khan has been twice to the Olympics, and Haluk has been once to the Olympics. All the other sailors, not to say, are very good sailors as well.
Yeah, and then I have to say, let's go to the big surprise in this group. They are lowest ranked Team Bulgaria.
That's right, Team Bulgaria, the lowest ranked team here, but qualified currently in 2nd place and showing a very, very good job in sailing on these light conditions as they're used to sailing on the lakes. Here we have as grinder Johan Kolev, which has been as twice in the Olympics. All the others on this team have not been to the Olympics, but they are European champions for many of them.
Yeah. And with that, all that said, let's go to the national anthem of Czech Republic. Wow, they're getting ready for the battle. But let's see Team Portugal get ready, because it's do or die day. Wow, it's so great of looking at all of these. If you want to know more about all the teams, then go to the social medias. All teams has a Facebook, they have an Instagram, but you can also go on the SS Gold Cup and there you can link direct into them. Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram and Twitter. But let's go to the team that's a lot under pressure. They are the guys that have some of the biggest stars here at the SSL Gold Cup today in the European group. Let's go to Team Turkey. And that's fantastic. Seeing Team Turkey. Let's go to Bulgaria. Yeah, and I really love seeing all these national anthems. But now, 1 minute to start. We're going straight into the action. It's do or die. They need to fight for it. The start means a lot. We're seeing that because of the light wind conditions. So who will follow who?
50 seconds to go. You're absolutely right. And we're looking at Bulgaria and Czech Republic, which are tied for points. Now, let's see what the battle is going to happen right now. 40 seconds left to go. We're seeing right here, I believe it's Team Bulgaria, which is on the bottom of your screen. And it's looking like they're trying to set themselves up for a hot running start right there. Now, we do have Turkey and the Czech Republic, which are sort of in the middle of the line. Are they going to be able to block the others, or are they going to set up a fight for themselves? It looks like 20 seconds. This could be an unbelievable start for Team Bulgaria right now. If they get the speed, then they'll probably take the win.
Oh, they need to slow down. That's a trouble.
Full speed for Team Bulgaria.
Yeah, 8 seconds, but on the opposite side, one of the team needs to slow down, not losing it. There's the start going.
There you go. Bam! Full start.
See Portugal
full
coming with speed. They took the long route, but they're speeding up. So they're much faster than the other ones.
Oh, the Czech Republic has had to tack over. Oh, that's putting them into the last position off the start. That's not a very good start for the Czech Republic. They are in serious danger right now, as opposed to Team Bulgaria with an absolutely magnificent start, having the speed and timing on the line. That is picture perfect start.
Now, I actually think it was the unlucky Turks this time going to the right-hand side, but we saw in the last race that it didn't matter that much. Remember, Peru winning it they went to the right-hand side.
That's Team Portugal right there, getting pushed off to the right-hand side right there. They as well got a good start. They were a little bit late to the starting line, but they had some great speed. Unfortunately, they were just behind Team Bulgaria, and now they've been pushed off to the right-hand side.
And Jan, we have one big battle here. If you're new and you haven't followed the races the last couple of days, this is the golden day, this is the last race, this is the final. All teams win. So, oh, there's a red flag. Team Turkey is telling that they were in trouble, and maybe that's why they had to tag behind. They had the leeward side and they got pushed outside of the offset mark there. So maybe they will get a penalty on the team that was closest to them. That's Team Czech Republic. So let's see what's happening there. But here, Turkey, they need to do something. They're right-hand side with Portugal. All teams can win. Turkey is the only team that needs to be first or second at least to go into the finals.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, we're looking at the two top teams, and that's the Czech Republic and Bulgaria, which is the top of the leaderboard. But let's not let anybody out of this, because this is gold. Everything counts for twice the amount of points. Anyone can actually qualify themselves in this field.
Yeah, if we are lucky, we might be able to see the start once again, because there we could see, you said, oh, it looks like Czech Republic was tacking, but it's Team Turkey. But if they are getting that penalty to Czech Republic, everything will change once again.
You're right, it was absolutely Team Turkey. Looking at that drone shot, we see also that there is some ripples on the water, so that's very good news. We've got some wind out on the race course. And yeah, so Turkey, you're right, Turkey was pushed off to the right-hand side. Now, are we getting a sort of a right-hand shift? Now, we'll sort of see what's going on here. It's a little too early to tell. It looks like all the boats are in for a drag race right now. It's just a question of going as fast as possible and trying to stay out in front.
Yeah, and one thing, oh, we're getting the replay. There we go.
Look at that start. Yeah, beautiful start.
But see that Turkey going behind. They got pressured. Or else they had sailed into the offset marker there, the other boat in the opposite side. So maybe there was no room for them.
I think that they probably tried to luff the team Czech Republic, and that's why they tried to protest the team Czech Republic. Maybe it was just too little too late.
Yeah, we have the battle. They are all on one line. We have starboard port side battle here. We see Team Turkey, Team Portugal crossing in against Bulgaria and Czech Republic. And if they continue sailing like this, all the boats will hit each other and sink. But they need to bear away their starboard port side here. See, you can almost imagine how the lines are meeting there.
Well, we don't want any boats sinking. We've already had two boats crashing into one another yesterday. Let's try to keep the contact to a minimum. But yes, it's going to be very interesting here, as we see there's only less than 100 meters between the first and the last boat. We see, probably looks like Team Bulgaria is going to be crossing out in front. Now, what are they going to be doing? Are they going to be tacking? Ooh. Yes, they are. Everybody is now on the starboard tack. Team Bulgaria is really trying to stay between their opponent and the mark. But look at how close it is between all these boats.
This is a match race with 4 boats in one battle. And it's all about, who do I want to fight in this battle? I need to fight them all, because first and second will qualify.
Yeah,
Team Turkey needs to speed up a little bit.
We promised you a battle of epic proportions, and this is absolutely what you're getting, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone down now to 88 meters between the first and the last boat. This is anybody's game right now. This is going to be an unbelievable fight.
Yeah, and while we're talking about the fight, if you're new to this broadcast and new to the SSL Gold Cup, let's just see the race course they're racing while we're seeing these beautiful pictures. Then we can see that they're going up to a top mark. You can see they just had the start. Then they're racing up to a top mark, zigzagging like you're seeing there, tacking as we're calling, rounding that, then an offset mark, racing downwind towards the gate. And here we have a battle. They need to choose a side and then race upwind again, top mark, offset mark, race to the finish line. And it looks like the wind has increased out there, the thermal breeze, as you're saying. So how is it to race here, Jan?
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier in the last race, that thermic breeze. We were hoping really that it would sort of build as the land got warmer, and it just seems as though that's the case. So it's looking like for this race, we got a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, and here we see Team Portugal. I'm amazed of seeing Team Portugal here. They're the only team going to the right-hand side right now of the racetrack. So like, when you saw this race animation we have of the race course, then you can be on the right and you can be on the left. They are the only boat going to the right. They are the leaders. Team Turkey and Bulgaria is trying to follow them, and it looks like Czech Republic is keeping themselves in the middle. So now we have another starboard attack, this time from Team Portugal.
Look at that boat handling right there. Did you see all of them go up at the same time on that boat? I mean, I just think that's fabulous. So really now we're seeing people hike out onto the windward side, and so that's just proving to us that there's a little bit more pressure. Now let's see if they decide to go to the right-hand side. That's probably because they saw something.
Yeah, they saw something, but I can see on the data they have a huge issue. They're only sailing 5.4 knots of speed in from the right-hand side, and the other boats sail 1 knot of speed faster than them. So now all the boats will meet once again in the middle. So, but they have one advantage. They have the right of way, so the other boats need to stay clear. So let's see what happens.
So they're passing in front of Turkey right there.
Oh, Turkey is going behind them. They need to do that. Beautiful pictures there. Or else, if Turkey went in front of them, Turkey would have got a penalty.
That's right, or perhaps because they had the right of way, right? We just saw Team Portugal with the right of way. Turkey had to duck down behind them. Now we see Team Bulgaria up on the right-hand side of your screen. They should be passing in front of Turkey. Now let's see what's going to be happening, because we're getting closer and closer to that windward mark. We should be seeing the teams tacking one on top of another and getting closer and closer to one another.
Yeah, and a little bit back to Portugal. See here the angles. The yellow line is actually showing the ley lines. That's almost the optimal angle towards that mark they're rounding. Can you see the issue with Portugal here? They are sailing away from the mark. They're doing a bigger angle, so they are a little bit in trouble. That's also why they're dropping down the ranking list right now. They're in 4th position, Turkey in 3rd, Czech Republic in 2nd, Bulgaria in 1st, and Bulgaria will have the right of way in front of Czech Republic when they're going to
There's
tack.
some very good teamwork right there. Obviously, to get off of the side of the boat. Remember, boats don't have any hiking straps, so it's not easy to get back up. Here we go with attack from Team Turkey. Apparently they have gone to the ley line, or perhaps slightly over.
Yeah. And actually there's two different ways in these light wind conditions to approach the top mark. Oh, beautiful pictures here where they're going behind. Either you go a little bit further out of the ley line and then go towards the mark with a bigger angle like we saw Portugal sailed before, and then you can catch more speed because it's a light wind condition, or you try to aim straight to the mark when you're tacking in.
Now, Portugal being on the inside of the mark, they are putting themselves more in the middle of the race area, so taking less risks should there be any shifts. Not only that, but they're also sailing in a zone where they're not bothered by the other boats, and therefore they're having clear wind. Clear wind means they can possibly go a little bit faster than the others.
Yeah, but see the graphic here. Portugal are in trouble because of rule number 10, starboard port side. When they tag up towards the mark, they need to bear away of all the other boats as a right away. You can see the boats went far, far outside of the ley line to speed up.
Or they managed to get themselves in just a sneak between two boats. Now we'll see what they'll be able to do.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. Still only 150 meters in between the leader and the last position. This is going to be a dance of the jibes downwind. I'm pretty sure they will jibe it and they will force the other ones to see if they can do a mistake. While we are seeing Bulgaria, they took some fantastic racing yesterday. The team captain, he's really doing a great job at the moment.
Yeah, they look obviously very concentrated, but they look calm on that boat, and they're really playing the game smart, just like we saw Peru doing, staying in between their adversaries and the mark. Now we're going to see Portugal coming back into the picture here on the right-hand side. Now let's see where they can sneak themselves into.
There it's coming.
They do not have the right of way, so they are probably going to have to go behind the boat that you're seeing right there.
Oh yeah, they're continuing. Here we have Bulgaria. It looks like the wind
Behind the
disappeared
Czech
at the mark.
boat, probably going, and now tacking right in front of the Turkish boat. So Portugal has now managed to come back a little bit into the game and put themselves in front of Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey in trouble.
Now
They
remember,
need
they
to
don't have
do
any
something,
speed.
or else they are already out of this race here. But all of the teams can qualify, rounding the top mark for the first time, going to the offset mark, and now the trouble begins. Racing the Spinnaker without getting any issues, because an issue here will lose you 50 meters in one turn.
Absolutely. This is crucial that the Spinnaker goes up without any problems, that we do not get any penalties by putting out the Spinnaker perhaps too early. Now we have Team Bulgaria, which is going to the offset mark, and we should be seeing the Spinnakers coming up for all of these teams very, very shortly. We see in the background there that we had one boat already putting up their Spinnaker. So the first boat has put up their Spinnaker, second boat is putting up their Spinnaker right now as we speak. Doesn't look like there are any issues right now. Here we go with Team Portugal hoisting their Spinnaker as we speak right now. As fast as possible. We want those Spinnakers to be up within a boat length.
Oh, they are slow.
It's taking
There's
a little
something
bit
wrong.
longer.
Yeah, they're taking them time, Portugal. That gives Turkey a chance to come back in this race. So, 4 boats, pearls on the string. Now the jibe battle begins. And also looking to the wind. But is it too early to start the battle in the first downwind leg?
This is always such a complicated time. It's to be able to say, okay, do we stay with our adversaries? Here you go. Everyone, doing a little bit of a drag race. Everyone is trying to steal the wind of the other. Or am I going to be the first one to jibe? And that's always a very, very difficult position. As soon as we see one boat jibe, we'll see everybody else jibe.
Yeah, beautiful pictures. You can see how they're following each other. They're trying to make a small angle in between them so they can throw some wind shadow of the boats in front of them and that way slow them down.
That's right. With the angle, the more of an angle, the closer they're going to go to the wind, the faster these boats are going to go.
Oh, Turkey taking the first battle. They are doing the first jibe in this battle downwind, like in the last race, where they did the most daring tactics of all. So will Team Turkey this time win on it, or will they have a hard time? Now we can see where the wind is. Maybe we should ask Marco while they're racing downwind. Marco, can we see some wind freeze out there?
Yeah, guys, conditions are exactly like the first downwind of the first race. Very, very patchy, very, very tricky conditions. But pressure seems, to me, to be a little bit towards the center of the race course, exactly like before, with these 4, 5, maybe 6 knots of wind. So it's very interesting to see the decisions here that are being taken. Turkey coming back this way, all the other teams staying on the left side of the course. It's going to be interesting to see at the first cross who got it right.
And now we have another cross coming in. It looks like Team Portugal is going to join Team Turkey here. But there's one important thing here, Jan. Now Team Turkey is doing an early jibe, and now we come into the tactics again. They will have to right away when they jibe towards the gate mark, and if they all slow down and coming in at the same time, then Team Turkey is in the best position.
Yeah, there are 2 things that we need to be looking at here. Absolutely, you're right. As soon as they jibe, they will be on the starboard tack, and they will have the right of way over the other 3 boats. Another thing that we're seeing is that they're actually coming back towards the center, the middle of the racing area. Now, should we get a wind shift that goes either to the left or to the right, the least amount of change that we're going to be seeing is in the middle. So it's they are sort of taking more of a safe aspect here, and perhaps hoping that the wind shift is going to turn in their favor.
Here you can see Portugal. You can see how they are crossing in also to the middle. Turkey is winning momentum on Portugal right now, but Bulgaria and Czech Republic is almost all the way to the right-hand side. And that's interesting with what you just said, Jan, because if there's a huge wind shift coming in, then those teams will be in trouble. Right now, Bulgaria is in the lead with 21, Czech Republic with 19, Portugal with 16, and Turkey with 13 points. It's golden day, it's double points, 8 points for win, 6 points for second, 4 points for third, and 2 points for the last place.
Yeah, let's not forget though, this is the projected overall as we're seeing the teams lining up right now. But should Bulgaria and the Czech Republic have some sort of, as you're saying, a hole, or there's no more wind on their side of the race course, Portugal and Turkey could come back in and qualify themselves.
They can and qualify themselves. And one thing that is sure here, if you look at this graphic, it looks like Bulgaria and Czech Republic took a good decision going all the way, and they're keeping their lead. So they are not interested in battling each other, more supporting each other if they're doing the math on the water. Because if they keep this position, they're both qualified for Bahrain. So what will happen to Portugal and Turkey? They need to pull up the rabbit off the hat. They need to do some magic. Oh, they need to put up some mines so the wind is disappearing on the other boats.
Look at Turkey. They've gone all the way across the racing area. So now they've decided to come back over to the right-hand side. They definitely saw something happening. And just like you said, they're setting themselves up now for this this gate entry right here. They'll be on a starboard tack. And as the boats come together, they will have the right of way. And now the first boat Turkey is going to encounter, as you see right there, that is Team Portugal. And further in the background, you're seeing Team Czech Republic and Bulgaria all the way over there. So let's see what's going to happen as all these teams come back together.
It's a little bit like seeing the finish from Peru against Venezuela, where Peru went to the side Turkey is and speeded up much more, and the other Venezuela was forced to drive away. And this might be the situation again. Let's cross the fingers for Team Turkey that they're not too far away from the rest of the fleet.
I'm seeing some people here on the Bulgarian boat, which are on the leeward side. It indicates to me that they have less pressure. So let's see if they're going to be slowing down, or perhaps Turkey is speeding up. We'll see as the boats come together. It just kind of looks right now as though Team Bulgaria is still staying out in front, maintaining that lead in front of the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and we are watching some data. Here we see the overview of it, but we have access to some data, how fast these boats are. Team Turkey 7.6 knots, Team Portugal 7.2 knots, Czech Republic 6.4, and Bulgaria 6.9. So the game is on, but it looks like Bulgaria is doing the first approach at the gate mark.
Here we go.
Down.
Bulgaria just brought down their spinnaker. That looks like a good drop. We don't want them to go too quickly, make a hard turn around that leeward gate. That would really slow them down. Now we've seen the teams that have got the most speed as they're going around these gates are the teams that are going to be able to make that distance up.
Yeah, and I'm having a question. The bow split is still out of Team Bulgaria. Is that an issue? Is that a penalty that they haven't taken it in yet? But we will come back to that afterwards, because we just still have some mark rounding here. Czech Republic coming in, good mark rounding, but see, Portugal just approaching them, winning so much momentum.
Yeah, and notice how they'll have the mainsail that's tighter than the jib in the beginning, and that's one thing that helps the boat to be actually be able to get closer to the wind. So they're not only are they tightening the sails, but there's an order in which they're tightening those sails in order to keep that speed and for the boat to work with them and not to work against.
And now to the last up leg in race number 6 in the SSL Gold Cup qualifying series here in the European group. Team Turkey taking a huge chance, going to the right-hand side. It's now or never. They're trying to go to the same side they came from. The other boats are still in the left side. Portugal is afraid of Turkey and going towards the middle. And Czech Republic falling straight away. Bulgaria and Turkey, they are the risky guys here now.
That's right. Turkey right now has to do something in order to be able to stay in the game. They're rolling the dice. They're going back to the right-hand side. Now, we've seen Turkey do this over and over again during these last couple days. They are willing to take risks. They are willing to go where the others are not willing to go, and it's often paid for them.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, just to make it more interesting out there, Team Turkey almost hitting 8 knots of wind speed, where the rest of this fleet is at 6.4 to 7.0. So right now, Team Turkey is speeding up. Will they continue this wind pressure in the right-hand side? And will the rest of the fleet try to follow with them? This is very interesting. You see only 130 meters in between the leader and Turkey now. They are coming back. They are doing the comeback at the moment.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable. If they've got that pressure over on the right-hand side, then they will be able to come back over. Remember, Bulgaria is all the way on the left-hand side. They're perhaps leading right now in terms of distance, but they are on the side where there's the least amount of wind right now, so everything can still happen. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last windward leg. After this, one more downwind, and that's it. And those are we will know who our winners are for the two teams that will qualify themselves to the finals. So now, if you're watching this on your TV back home, make some noise for your team, because this is a crucial moment.
Yeah, it's so amazing what's happening here. And this is the tactics. This is what you normally don't see in sailing. You don't have the overview. There's a right-hand side and a left-hand side. But they're really doing a great job. Team Turkey, they're going to the right-hand side and winning momentum at the moment. Rest of the fleet in the middle.
Yeah, so, you know, it's just crazy how just everything, all of a sudden, it'll just get really amped up, and then we'll have a lot of excitement going on. And right now, we're back into this drag racing mode right here. We've got 3 boats in our pictures here. We can see Portugal right in front of us, Czech Republic to the left, and behind, over there, just behind the sails that we just saw, a little bit of Bulgaria. So all these boats very, very close. Remember, on the first leg, we had only 80 meters between the first and the fourth boat. We have now done 2.5 legs, and we are still at about 100 meters between the first place boat and the second place boat. So there's really nothing in it, and this is so close.
And just see the graphic here. Team Turkey is having a better angle to the wind than rest of them. This boat, the SSL 47, has 2 ways of sailing. In light wind condition, they need to sail with an angle of 45 degrees on the wind to have the best possible speed towards the top mark. But if they come over a speed of 8 knots, they can go to 35 degrees and sail way shorter towards the top mark. And this is what's happening for Team Turkey at the moment. Turkey coming back into this race, 100 meters to the leaders, and now they're attacking in front of them. Is this good enough to make the other ones going behind them? Jan, it's very exciting what's happening now.
It's unbelievable what's happening right now, and we see that Turkey, yes, has just tacked and is coming back. It looks like they're about 50 meters behind the Czech Republic. And right now, we're going to be looking at Portugal and the Czech Republic really duking it out. We're going to see which teams are going to be getting one
you
from
can
the other.
almost see it here. I know the
We're
graphics is not
speechless.
showing the real thing, but see here when they're zooming a little bit in, Turkey approaching Portugal. It looks like Portugal will survive. Czech Republic, Turkey is just behind them. This could create issues for Turkey, because then they need to do a double tack to come back in the race. Let's see what happens. Bulgaria still in the lead. They continue winning. They're maybe taking this home. They might be cheering this one. They were the underdogs, the lowest ranked team here in the SSL Gold Cup European qualifier.
Yeah, they
group.
were sort of the underdogs of this group right here, and they've been proving to everybody that they may have been the lowest ranked team, but they definitely have been the best sailing team out here for the time being. Let's look at what's happening here, because we have the Czech Republic, which is in a very difficult position right now. They're sitting just windward of Portugal, which is casting a small wind shadow over them. It's making it difficult for them to stay there. They know that if they tack, Team Bulgaria will tack right on top of them. So right now, very, very difficult for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and Marco, we can see on our data that the wind has catched up. It's speeding up. They're sailing more than 8 knots of wind. What's happening out there?
Well, guys, it's still patchy as before, but all the teams are doing an amazing job at finding the breeze everywhere. They find it. I don't know how it's possible, but they find it.
Wow.
And so now we're seeing, oh, what attack by Portugal.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, we just saw it. That's why we're saying ooh-ah in here. They were so close of getting a penalty, but they managed to keep it in and just straightening up the boat, so they didn't interfere with the Czech Republic there.
Yeah, it looks like Bulgaria is going to be they're going to keep on going and making sure they're hitting that ley line just right. What they need to do is make sure Team Czech Republic stays right behind them. Remember, on the points table right now, those are the two teams that were leading. Now, if Bulgaria has aimed correctly for this windward mark, they're going to be leading again at the windward mark, forcing Portugal and Turkey into 2 more tacks.
And Marco, one last question before we're leaving you from the water. How is the wind conditions in the left-hand side where Team Turkey is going? We can see they're speeding up again. They're capturing something, but they need to tack off towards the mark.
No, guys, there is definitely more pressure on the left in this second, but it's a very, very difficult position because they will have to tack back to the rest of the fleet to make the mark, and they will obviously be on port tack. So we'll see what happens at this mark.
See what happens at this mark, but now in the last downwind leg we had, now we come to the second and the final one. Here we will see the jump in, so it's very important for Turkey close as possible to rest of the fleet and then starting the jibing battle against all of them in one time.
Yeah, it's going to be a definite jibing battle. Before we get to the jibing battles, we can't forget that they must hoist their spinnakers. And this, we've seen this over and over again throughout these qualifying series. This is a crucial moment. Now we see that they do have some pressure right there. That all the teammates here are hanging out of the Bulgarian boat. Right now, it looks like Portugal is technically in the lead, but remember, Bulgaria has the right of way. They are a starboard tack boat, and it's looking like they're going to be making it to the line.
Remember the last race yesterday?
Look at that! Look at how close that is.
It's very close.
Portugal is just meters behind. Behind Bulgaria right there.
Yeah, and you can see Turkey coming in with speed also. This is like we've foreseen, 4 boats, pearls on a string going to battling it out. But Portugal almost did the same mistake as yesterday. They missed the mark when they did the tack towards the mark and did a too big an angle, so they were sailing away from the mark, and now they came back. What we have behind here, Turkey is still the last.
So we see
Charlie minus,
that was the Charlie plus
yeah.
that we had, and that's why we have that pink buoy. We're not going to discuss that right now. What we are going to discuss is Team Portugal, which last time we saw them in the windward mark, they were in 3rd place. Now they're in 2nd, so they're qualifying themselves currently to be able to go to the finals. Now it's really important right now. They're going to have to open up those sails and make sure that they put up those spinnakers without any issues. Now let's take a real good look at this. It's looking pretty good for Team Bulgaria and Team Portugal right now. Oh, we're looking like we're having an issue on the 3rd boat. It's looking like they're having problems putting up that spinnaker. That's no good for the Czech Republic.
This is crucial, as you said, the spinnaker launch, and it's very slow. No. They must kicking themselves, see, but they're doing a jibe while they're doing it. That's why they're having issues.
It's a half-done Sambuca here. I'm not... yeah, it's very difficult right here.
But see here, we have 2 battles. Bulgaria under pressure by Portugal. Portugal, they don't fight Bulgaria. They want to fight the other ones. They need to keep that position. This is good news for Bulgaria. They can sail away if they have to win. But Portugal, they want to stay in front of Czech Republic and Team Turkey.
Yeah, we see definitely Portugal right there. It's a tactical game. They know they're in 2nd place. They don't care about 1st place. All that matters is making sure they stay in the top 2.
Yeah, and you can see Bulgaria-Portugal battle is just switching their position in 1st and 2nd, all about which position they're in. Czech Republic, they need to get that 2nd, and Turkey, they need to speed up. They should be 2nd overall, or else they will not qualify. It's all about this moment. It's the downwind leg, 1 kilometer left. Around 1 kilometer left, and we're going to see them jibe and force each other to do mistakes.
This could be absolutely critical. We saw in the last race between the other teams and the other races that anything could happen at the very last moment. We were only hundreds of meters away from the finishing line, and they were having spinnaker issues, which completely changed the outcome of the race. So, as you said, we only have about 1.5 kilometers left until we get down to the finishing line.
Turkey is coming back also now. See how close it is. Turkey is the only one going to the right-hand side. Last time they were the only one going to the left-hand side. And let's see on our data. Turkey 6.8, Bulgaria 4.9, Czech Republic 6.2, Portugal 6 knots. Turkey is the fastest boat at the moment. So they are winning momentum. Is this the comeback?
There is a 10-meter difference between the Bulgarian boat and the Turkish boat right now. It's it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's anybody's game right now. I mean, we never knew who was going to get to the finals up until this race, and we are now only a couple hundred meters away from the finishing line. We still have no idea who's going to get qualified.
And right now, as it stands, if Turkey keeps that position as it now, it will be a tie with Bulgaria. But Bulgaria will win because they have 2 wins. They have more victories than Turkey has in this overall regatta. So Turkey needs to get that second position away from Bulgaria. They need to pressure the limit. They need to find that win and take the chance.
Yeah, we just saw a jibe right there from Team Portugal with a very nice pump. And we saw the whole crew coming back up together, sailing very, very well, not
Turkey
getting
in
themselves
second
under
now.
pressure.
Yeah, it's going in. But there's one issue. When we are watching this overview, let's see if we can see more from the top and behind, then we can see the finish line. Bulgaria, Portugal is not hitting the finish line in this jibe. Czech Republic is hitting the finish line. Turkey, they're coming from port side when they're jibing in. So they will have issues and need to bear away. This is going to be on the finish line, Jan.
Yes, it's unbelievable. We just can't forget that, that there are still maneuvers that need to be done here. It does look like right now Bulgaria is in last place, but they are the most centered boat out of everybody. Now, that does have an advantage. But it also has a disadvantage. It means that they can't actually, they need to put their bow down in order to get to the finish line. If they do that, they're going to slow down. So they might need to go bow up in order to catch some speed. It's going to be real difficult. It's looking like the Czech Republic might be coming back into the game here along with Portugal. Yeah. Turkey, we know, is going to be on a port tack as soon as they jibe.
And we have some speed information to all of you out there so you can follow the intensity of this race. Portugal is fastest, 7 knots. Rest of the fleet, 6 knots to 6.4 knots. This is good news for Portugal. They are in the middle pressuring Bulgaria and they have to ride away. But Bulgaria and Portugal needs to another jump to that line. So it might be good for Republic. Let's see what's happening.
This is very good news for Republic. And right now, as though they've straight line to the finishing line, may not have to do a jibe. If that's the case, that means that Portugal and the Czech Republic are going to be going in, and Bulgaria is just going to be out of the leader board for the time being. But anything could happen. Remember, we're only 850 meters away from the finishing line. We've already seen all sorts of dramatic comebacks within 100 meters of the finishing line. So nothing is over, but the Czech Republic right now is looking very, very strong.
This is a very close battle. Bulgaria drops to 4th, Turkey 3rd again, Czech Republic 2nd, Portugal in the lead. This means Portugal, Czech Republic is now qualified for Bahrain, and Bulgaria and Turkey is out. But it's not over yet. But Bulgaria has an issue. They are placed on the outside of the other boats, and they are forced to do either 1 or 2 jibes for that finish line.
They'll definitely have to do 2 jibes in order to get to the finishing line, and it looks like the Czech Republic has gone down lower, and they might be able to do it in 1 go. Now, they might be sailing a little bit slower and lower in order to not have to do any jibes. Look at that teamwork right there on that boat. Now, they're trying to pump every once in a while, having the whole crew move back up and get just a little pump out of that boat.
Jan, this is interesting. This is the battle. The provincial score is changing all the time. Who will join us in Bahrain? Who will go all the way? Portugal, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Turkey. Turkey is doing their last jibe towards the finish line. Do they have the win with them? I'm looking at the speed measurement. Turkey is at the moment the fastest boat, and the other ones are slowing down. So will they keep up the speed?
Yeah, 400 meters left until the finishing line, and we still don't know who's going to get themselves qualified. It does look right now as though the Czech boat is going to get themselves qualified. However, what we're seeing on the screen screen right now may not be exactly portraying the reality to 100%. When things are this close, we really need to be getting an eye out onto the water and seeing what we can see.
And there we have to pick to see Turkey coming there behind. Then we have Bulgaria in the middle. Portugal closes here. It looks like Turkey is not speeding enough up. They're losing to Bulgaria. Both of them need to do one more jive, but Bulgaria has to ride away.
Look
so
on the
interesting
right-hand
what they're
side
doing.
here, we'll see the Czech Republic. There's the finishing line, so it's looking like Portugal is going to put in perhaps one more jive in order to get to that finishing line. There it is. There's that jive, and it's looking like Portugal is going to be taking the win of this race, and they're getting themselves qualified to get into the final series. Congratulations, Portugal, as they're going through to the finals.
Oh, see the battle behind while they're shouting. Let's go to the battle behind. Bulgaria, Turkey, they're hitting each other. Czech Republic coming in. It's a speed. Who has more speed?
There we go. Looks like the Czech Republic has not had to jive, and they're just managed to pass in front of Bulgaria. And with 2 points in advance, coming out of nowhere, we get the Czech Republic, which is passing the line. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
They took a chance only doing one jive. The other ones took a chance going to the middle. Turkey is winning over Bulgaria in that race downwind. But Czech Republic cheated them all doing a sneak attack with only one jive. See how happy they are.
They came back from out of nowhere. They just came back. Wow, what a beautiful result. Czech Republic coming back to nail it, qualify themselves for the final.
They are so happy. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe they've been under pressure the whole race. Wow, wow, wow. And I have to say, unlucky Bulgaria, being in the lead most of the race, taking only one wrong decision, going all the way to the right-hand side in the upwind leg.
Yeah, and perhaps being a little conservative in terms of trying to keep their positioning. But hey, you know, it's so complicated. I mean, if you don't take risk, these guys took risk. Why? Because they had no other option than to take risk. And the risk paid, and they passed out in front.
Portugal going in. The young Diego Costa, I have a small story about him. Last time I saw him like that, yeah. He did that in the virtual world, in e-sailing also, where he won the J-boat competition in the online world. So he knows how it is to feel like winning. Great performance by Team Portugal here.
Absolutely wonderful. Wow, what a race. That was just unbelievable. After 5 races, it all came down to the wire within meters.
Yeah.
Now that is what you call exciting sailboat racing.
Exciting sailboat racing, but also this battle kept giving and giving us trouble, kept giving the excitement, the speed issues, everything. And I have to say, even if Turkey lost this one and didn't qualify, wow, it was so close. They took the battle, they speeded up, they found the win, almost succeeding. But Czech Republic, are we calling them the sneakers in the future instead of?
I don't know, we'll have to find a name for it, but that was just wow. Yeah, they took the risks. They could take the risk because it was a sort of a do or die maneuver. If they didn't take any risks, they were going to stay behind.
Yeah.
They took the risk, it paid off, and they got themselves qualified.
Yeah, and now we have Marco coming in on the boat. Just see here, they are all celebrating. Who he wants to talk with? Who wants to talk with him? They are all pumped there. They just won. They just qualified to Bahrain. So now we are going in. Marco, let's hear from the winning team. What a battle.
Yeah, guys, I'm here on board with SSL Team Portugal, and obviously they're very, very pumped to have won this race and got their qualification. So what a race. What a downwind especially. Talk us through it.
Yeah, was fantastic. We have a great performance upwind and downwind, really great speed. We didn't start this event strong, but then we learned about the boat, and the crew did a fantastic job.
Of course, and so it was a very, very tough battle with all your competitors. So anything you want to say to them and obviously to Portugal?
Yeah, to Portugal, great crew, great job for all the crew. And for the Portuguese, is if you work and you apply your knowledge and learn fast, you can achieve your goals.
And now a message to home, to Portugal. What do you want to say
that was what I said before. But,
In
but
Portuguese.
for the other competitors, no, they
Yes, in Portuguese, if you can, to the people watching from Portugal.
Olá a todos. Muito obrigado pelo apoio que nos deram durante esta semana. Tivemos aqui uma prestação fantástica e agradeço a todos e espero que nos vejam quando nós formos para a final, que será no final de outubro. Espero que nos vejam e que nos sigam.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Wow. Such a great race. They are so happy. I know the Portuguese culture from the world. They love to actually shout and be part of this celebration they have. But let's should we go in and see what they actually qualify for before we're going into a very special interview we have today?
Yes, let's take a look at this.
Yeah. For the Bahrain, and they're really going to join this fantastic event together with a lot of other top sailors. Let's see what they qualified for.
Minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, I just have to say, seeing this beautiful video, I'm really looking forward to the finals in Bahrain. But how can I follow Star Sailors League and the Gold Cup and everything? How can I follow the SSL overall?
Yeah, well, you've got to follow it. Follow us on social media. So you're probably looking at it here through YouTube or perhaps through Facebook. Remember, we have also Instagram where you can follow us, get some of those amazing pictures that we've been having all week long, and really enjoy the show.
Yeah, and with that said, let's just enjoy some race replays before we have a very special interview for all of you out there. Wow, Jan, see, what a race we just had. But these beautiful pictures, where are we, Jan?
That's where we're at right there. That's Grandson, Switzerland that you're seeing right there. And that is the Lake of Neuchâtel, the lake we just raced on. And in the background, those are the Jura Mountains.
Fantastic seeing this one. And while we're seeing these pictures, we have a special guest that we have an interview with, just coming in to tell a lot of things here. So maybe we can have that fantastic special interview coming up.
This is a great opportunity for us to host the SSL Gold Cup in Bahrain. You know, Bahrain is an old seafarer nation. We based on pearl diving, dhows, traveling to India, to Africa, discovery, and now, you know, with this modernization, everything is gone, and now we are back to the sails, technical and racing with a strong wind and inspiration. It will be, I think, great. Well, yeah, we'll have a team. To be on board, I'm really, I would like to, but you know, for being a sailor for more than 40 years now, I'd like to advise only.
Wow, we are so happy to have that interview, and we're really looking forward to come to Bahrain.
I think that's a
doing
live
it.
picture right there.
Yeah, that's live pictures of here, and you can see up in the tower up there. We call it the tower. That's where we're sitting, have an overview of all this beautiful here. But Jan, we are coming to an end now. It's been such a great final golden day today. So to all of you out there, thank you for joining us in. But I have to say one thing before we are saying goodbye. You need to go to the social medias later. There you will see all the winning pictures. There's a small prize ceremony afterwards here. There you can really see the beautiful when they're celebrating who's qualified into the next round. With that said, this was Thomas Bjørn Luthi helping you through this guiding then. I want to say goodbye. And Jan, thank you for the battle.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being with us. And make sure that you come back in the beginning of July as we will have our 4th qualifying session that will start. Thank you very much and see you soon.
Yeah, and one last thing. Remember, we have another qualifying round coming in 2 weeks. More we're going to talk about. If you are in Lausanne, come to the Olympic Museum at 4 o'clock. Here you can see what's going to happen.
In 1930, football had its first World Cup. In 2022, it's time sailing finally has its own. The SSL Gold Cup is designed to crown the best sailing nation from the world's top 56 countries. And it all starts here in Switzerland. On June 13th, the inaugural day of the first SSL Gold Cup will be held at the Olympic Museum in Lausanne. During this day, everyone will have an opportunity to discover sailing as you've never seen it before. Winch speed and hoisting contests, you will live and feel how demanding our sport is. Help the 2021 French Lego Masters build an incredible fresque. Meet the sailors that are making sailing history, and play the SSL Gold Cup game and get a feel for what e-sailing is all about. SSL Gold Cup is like the Football World Cup, but in sailing, and much, much more than that.
go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4,